Thank you, gentlemen. 2-0 is right, and they're very correct in that this series is much closer than it appears based on the score. I want to go all the way back to the beginning, though. Champion select, Skarner, is the first thing of many that I want to look at.
I really liked the KOO Tigers draft here. If we take a look, they prioritize that Tahm Kench, take it immediately, and that's going to deny a lot of options for any kind of engage with an Ashe Hour or anything like that. They take the Zac again, obviously very confident in Hojin's ability, maybe not in the early game, but at least to play the team fights. We saw how well he ulted onto Febvin in that last fight. Then the Skarner comes out, and how do they answer it? Veigar. Instantly take that champion because it shuts down everything that Fnatic wants to do. Not only that, they get 2 early QSSs onto the Veigar and onto the Kalista, but just the way they set up team fights, okay, the arrow comes in. Event Horizon goes down. There's no follow-up. You can't get in there with the Skarner. Too many QSSs. There were so many ways for KOO to play the team fights and very limited engage options from Fnatic.
Yeah, I agree here, Monte Cristo, on the engage, especially if you look at that Azir picked second rotation on purple side, so very early pick. Arguably your strongest member there is Febvin, so you really want to get him a matchup. But in these team fights, he really couldn't, or Fnatic rather, couldn't play the way Azir's supposed to be played, which is kite, zone control around objectives, let people come to you and just face the wrath of those soldiers. But every time Fnatic engaged, Febvin really couldn't contribute much in the fights until the later parts, but then they were already lost. So they're playing a team composition or strategy where they kind of dive into the backline, but KOO denies that entirely with their champ select and does that kind of better on their own. So it was incredibly hard for Fnatic to play out of this. And then in addition to that, KOO just played the mid game better with their teleports.
Well, I think when you see the Tahm Kench, you're automatically not going to go for a dive pick comp. You already lose instantly because the Tahm Kench just completely screws that up. So I think the Azir pick is fine. I think the way they played around their picks was their undoing. Like Skarner, yeah, argue about that all you want because I don't like it. But with the Ashe, yeah, you're not going to use Ashe Arrow to engage because you're not going to get your target. The thing is you still can kite with the Azir Ashe. You outrange both Veigar and Kalista. The one thing is that what they weren't doing is Riven wants to go in and Skarner wants to go in. And now they're trading, like the top's going in, and then now it's like a Riven chasing a Kalista compared to a Fiora chasing an Ashe. Like, that sucks. Why don't you just kite back and then Ashe Arrow when they overextend? I think they just played the fight just really, really strange and just didn't play it slow enough.
Well, and also, too, KOO somewhat surprised Fnatic. 21 minutes into the game, KOO flipped things on their head. They went aggressive onto Fnatic, and they were slow to react to this gank in the top lane.
Yeah, that was definitely really the turning point, and we have a replay of that coming up later, as well as we just have a look at the KOO guys here. Yeah, pretty calm and collected. And this is where the KOO does it well. They know where Reignover is on the Skarner. They go aggressive, and the teleports come in first, and Jad talked a bit about this as well, double teleport and single ward. Now we see not Prey, actually, Gorilla bending the bullet here, going around the side there with the Fate Skull. And he has actually been doing that fantastically in a lot of these situations where he has multiple men knockups with that Fate Skull, and it's actually sometimes relatively hard to do in the middle of the chaos. So really props to Gorilla there for what he's landing, but KOO is ahead of the play. They're the ones initiating it, they have the full vision, they set the teleports down first, and there was almost no way out for Fnatic there, so lack of proactivity a little bit here on Fnatic and being punished for not getting anything done.
Well, the best part about KOO doing this is it's super unexpected from KOO. They've been playing really slow until the late game, and now when they start this, Fnatic has to instantly respond, and not just respond quickly, but correctly.
Yeah.
So Fnatic's in a really bad spot the second they push up to that tier 2 turret without their jungler, without wards to TP on. So once they get in that spot, regardless if they knew it was happening, they just weren't ready for it at all. So even if they instantly respond, they're already out of position.
Yep. I mean, too, as well, actually, what's interesting is that you mentioned they have to execute properly in that scenario because Yellowstar had a ward, right? They did TP, they had both TPs available, but that is so much information that needs to be passed and then decided upon so quickly, and they were caught off guard because they'd been the aggressors in the past.
I mean, that's why it's always better to be on the offensive, right? Because you're the one deciding. You already have everything lined up in your brains, and the other team has very little time to react.
Now I want to push ahead to a place where Fnatic was proactive and made a very strong and bold decision. Baron dance, push KOO off of the Baron with super minions pushing in their bot lane against them.
It's a beautiful call.
This was a beautiful call.
Yeah, so we see right here, just taking it, and they are going to actually initiate this fight. So Gorilla just trying to zone right now, but this is pretty greedy of KOO right here. They're going to take a lot of damage. Smeb tanking the Baron at first, probably not the best idea.
Yeah, in this situation, the burden of the outplay is on Fnatic, and look at, the cage going down here, this just gives Fnatic a 10-second window, I believe, at this point in the game, Veigar cage, where they need to make a call. They get the crystal, cage is about to come up, but they have the zone control, and now Fnatic's a little scared of what's going to happen. The only play they can make here is do the Baron, but it takes so much guts to make that call here at the World Championship. And then, honestly, KOO should find a way. If people are bunched up like this, place the cage at the entrance. Somehow, this is a horrible cage here from KOO because it doesn't really achieve anything you want to do in these fights. And then Fnatic with some fantastic kiting to round out that fight.
Yeah, I think the way the call started off was they actually sent Fiora to the mid lane. So this was a reaction call from Fnatic. And it was a reaction call that looked like they're the ones being proactive, but the whole time they're waiting, like, is anyone mispositioning? Boom, Fiora shows up mid, they take Baron, and it's like, now they're just doing awesome stuff.
One thing I still want to touch on, what I think Fnatic should do better is just get back to a Sightstone on Reignover. Really just get more information with wards. Fnatic in the European LCS thrived by just using wards efficiently and then getting a little extra teleport angles. If you're playing double teleport, the value of that second Sightstone definitely goes up. So the more wards you have, the more angles you can make it play, because late game, it's so hard to get behind people. We saw the value of one single, not even a deep ward, lane ward in the top lane that facilitated that play that we had on the replay earlier from KOO. Those are the things you want to be looking for.
Well, it's 2-0 now, but both of these games have been incredibly close. Keep it tuned right here because our coverage from Brussels continues with Game 3 of Fnatic versus the KOO Tigers. As we go, a reminder that World Championship Summoner icons are only available until the end of the tournament, so be sure to spam those emotes and support your team before they're disabled on November 5th. We'll be right back as Fnatic fight to stay alive, so don't go anywhere.
Smith flashes away from the third proc of the broken wings. Huni will find but fails the flash. But Smith is trying to fight Huni on the backline. Gorilla's grey health will keep him alive a little while longer, long enough to take out Reckless. KOO are looking for a rampage. Gorilla jumps forward. He manages to find another as Smith's running down Feathervin. Baron secured by Fnatic, and Hojin's locked out. They've caught Smith. Smith's GA's been popped. Reignover and Huni trying to run the distance. Reckless has got his shield popped, knocked up as Yellow Star kicks him away. Reckless goes down. Double kill for Bray. And KOO Tigers are 2-0 against Fnatic.